If someone on my team is feeding me an AI answer when I ask for their opinion, then I don't need them. And this video is about 4 guidelines that I put in place for my team and my company, and why I think like lazy thinking is actually killing expertise. Before we get into that, you know it, I know it. A lot of teams, a lot of companies, a lot of people, experts, like so-called experts, are outsourcing their thinking to AI. And you ask them a question or you ask for input and it's just getting plugged into AI and it's feeding you back garbage. And they think that's a shortcut to like actual thought. They think that's a shortcut, like an easy way to get something qualitative back. And it's not. It is laziness. And I'm watching people develop an atrophy of thought, like an atrophy of thinking as we speak. So a couple of weeks ago, I wanted input from my team on a new sequence and a new campaign and a better way to do outbound and prospecting. And so just for context, everybody on my team has sales management or sales experience, right? Like we do fractional management for IT companies. So I have dedicated sales managers. I myself am a career sales manager. We have coaches. We have like everybody here should have some experience in developing outbound campaigns and scripting and emails. And what I wanted to do was look at what we were doing today and what we were helping IT companies with and other MSPs and rethinking it, saying, okay, hey, should this be modernized? I mean, there's a lot of things happening with technology and AI and, digital marketing. Like at what point should we look at this and rethink and retool the way that we're coaching and managing our BDRs and SDRs for our clients? And I did a lot of research, right? And frankly, I used a lot of AI, right? I said, hey, GPT, run some deep research on some stuff. Claude, run some deep thought, whatever the hell you call it. I also used my 20 years of sales management experience. I used the data, like I started pulling through, we've got 50 plus MSPs in our clientele right now. So I'm like looking at the data here and saying, all right, who's winning, who's not, like what's working, what are their offers, how are they prospecting, how many touch points, what's the cadence, what's the campaign, what's the offer, what's the structure. And what I wanted to do was just like pull this all together and be able to go back to our clients and say, listen, we've done a ton of research, plus applied our own experience and our own thought, and then the data that we have, and we've said, let's go with this for a period of time. Like, let's put this to market and let's start using this. I did all this. I sent it to my team. I sent all the research, right? I even like all the AI stuff. I said, listen, this is what I'm trying to pull together. Here's my recommendation based on what I've done and what I know. Here's what I recommend that we propose to our clients. But I hired you for your brain, right? Like I didn't hire you just to be like to check some boxes. Like I hired you for your brain. That's how we do things in our company. And I'd love to know, like, what do you think? Like, where does this suck? Like, where can we improve it? What's better? What are you hearing? What are you seeing? What are your friends saying? What are other industries doing? And I get back one answer from somebody on my team that is, it's straight GPT. Right. And you know this, like if you work with AI enough, you will start to learn very quickly what is AI. And AI stuff starts to feel like, man, that sounds good, but it seems fluffy, right? Like, I don't know, like you can just smell it a mile away. Like I'm a power user here. I'm like, this just has like all of the acronyms and the language structure and the empty words, like a lot of stuff, but just like nothing deep, right? And I said, this is just straight GPT, which by the way, I can use. In fact, I gave you all of the GPT. I gave you all of the Claude. I gave you all of the Gemini. I did that part. Like I can go to a prompt and say, like, let's engineer like the right thing to get the right output, to get the right data. When I ask for your opinion, what I don't want is a GPT answer. I want your opinion. That is why we hired you. I love AI. Like it's like I have an AI device. I record a bunch of shit. Like I am in AI all the time. Like I am not an anti-progressive on this thing. Like we are fully embarked into this. We are using it for a whole bunch of shit. But when I ask for your opinion, when I ask for your expertise, when I ask for your thought, the last thing that I want is to get GPT shit. Here's why. AI is basically just one big predictive text model. That's all it is. It's just on a massive, massive scale. So think when you're typing in your shit, like on text, and it predicts the next word. Well, that's just AI on a huge scale, like aggregating all of the data and all of the patterns to put together a pattern of words that it thinks, on average, you want, or that's the right thing. And it is a recipe for average. It means that is the most likely answer that you should expect from this thing. And so when you think about it that way, you realize it's not actually thinking. Like, yes, it has access to way more data than you ever could, but it doesn't have the context. It doesn't have the real intelligence. It doesn't have all of the nuance and shit that goes into this. And I can read a GPT answer and I can know, but there are a lot of people now that feel like it's a shortcut, that instead of deep thinking, instead of sitting down and going, I don't know, like, what do I think? What's the right answer here? What they do is they just go plug the shit in. Like, I don't know, what do I think? And they read what it thinks and they copy and paste it. It's fine for a lot of people. It's not going to be fine in my business because we hire for a very specific reason, like a culture, an experience, a background. Sales expertise is one of them. So I said, listen, I'm just going to address this. There are 4 guidelines that are going in place for my business. Here they are. First is, we are only using closed systems. If we are plugging in our templates, if we are plugging in our models, if we are plugging in our frameworks, our training, all of our content, stuff that we have worked, that I have worked for 20 years, that we have worked for a long time to aggregate, to pull together, that we know works, that curates just the best shit. What I'm not comfortable doing anymore is feeding that to everybody else. The team models that don't train the public and anything that is related to MSP sales partners or repeatable revenue now needs to go through that. And that closed system allows us to leverage all that's out there without continuing to train the models and without essentially sharing with the world what we're thinking and what we do, because frankly, that's kind of how we get paid. Guideline 2 was, do not feed me AI, right? Like, if I know how to AI, I know how to fucking prompt. I know how to write shit. In fact, I'm really good at it. I know how to prompt AI to give me objective answers that challenge my existing thinking, that make me think different. Like, I know how to do that. If that's what I wanted, I would just continue to ask AI. When I ask you, a member of my team, for input or for feedback, what I don't want is an AI answer. So guideline number 2 was, if I ask for your opinion, if I ask for your input, if I ask for your thought process, do not give me an AI answer, right? Don't take the shit from GPT. If you want to use it to refine your answer, cool. If you want to use it to double check your answer, reword your answer, clarify your answer, if you want to like record a long voice note into it and have it, essentially say, hey, this is a smoother, better version of what you just said, completely cool. You can use AI, but if I want your thought, if I ask for your thought, it had better be your original thought and what you think, maybe improved. Maybe you go to AI and have it challenge your opinion. Hey, this is what I think. Am I wrong? Like, what do you think? Cool. Let me come back to it. This is what I think, Ray. Guideline number 3 is, if 25% or more of your message is AI, disclose it. I don't want AI thinking for us. But if you go to AI and you think you get a really good answer, you're like, dude, that's better than I would have said. Okay. All right. Like, if you use it as a thought partner before you send me an answer, all right, cool. Then you say, that's actually really good. I'm going to steal that. All right, I'm cool with it, but disclose it. Hey, Ray, you know what? I gave this a lot of thought and, I'm really not sure. So I plugged in AI, thought about it a bit. It gave me some really good ideas. So here's what it suggested. This is what I'm thinking. What do you think? Right? Just disclose it. The 4th guideline is, you own it. If you send it to me and you have not read it through, if you have not clarified it, if there are dumb things in it, if there are like things that are just completely off the map, then you own that. If your name is on the thing that hits send, or that you send it over to me, like, that is yours. You're going to own that, whether you're copy pasting AI or not, even if you disclose it. So what I want you to do is, before you send that to me, I want you to screen it. I want you to filter it. I want you to clean it up. What I don't want to have to do is go through AI fluff and start filtering out and be like, hey, dude, this, it said this. And be like, oh yeah, I totally missed that. That's fine when I copied it. No, I don't want to do that. Like, if you send it, you own it. What I also said in this is, like, those are the core guidelines. What I also said in our guidelines are, leverage the shit out of AI. Like, leverage it for research. just like I did. Like I actually fed it to the whole team. I said, this is a whole bunch of research that I've done. I've actually tried to distill it and curate it down to the stuff that I think is most important for you. Yeah, it's perfect for that. Refine your messaging, right? Like, hey, I've got this long voice note. Like I said, you can plug that in. It can clean it up for you. I go on long walks all the time. I do like long voice notes and like I rip through a whole bunch of things. I ask AI, clean it up. Like, cool, like make it messages that I can send. I got to read it. Like I remember, I own it, but you can use it for that. Use it for editing. Like my newsletter always goes through AI. I used to have somebody like copy edit it and proof it. Now, for the most part, I plug it in AI. It does 99% of the editing, and I do one last check. Again, I own it and look at it. Okay, cool, good to go. Automating tasks, automating repetitive things that you're doing. AI can amplify good thought. It can make things really efficient. It can improve the functionality. It can improve the productivity. It can improve the efficiency of your entire organization, but it cannot think for you. And you do not want to develop thought atrophy of relying on it to do the thinking. AI is just a synthesis of what everybody else is thinking. It's just taking everything that's like been written, everything that's been thought, everything that's been plugged out, like published on the web, and it's synthesizing all that information. It is a road by definition. Like mathematically, it is a road to mediocrity. It's a road to average. You will get an average writing unless you feed it a lot of context and a lot of information and a lot of your own thought, which is why if the average business owner goes to AI and says, hey, write me a good outbound script, guess what you're going to get? Generic bullshit. It doesn't have the context, and it doesn't have the nuance, and it doesn't have the experience that's necessary to make it really useful and specific for you. I see a lot of people relying on, AI to think for them. And their first instinct is to jump to ChatGPT. And the atrophy of thought is a real thing. I'm sharing this with you because I think, that it's happening in a lot of businesses. It's happening with a lot of employees, especially in remote environments. And this is an opportunity to like get ahead of it, address it. Like as an early adopter, we're kind of seeing some of the patterns of people that are using it that are later adopters, and we're going, oh, hey, this is bad. Now, at the end of the day, this is not bad for a lot of us. Like, if you in like sales consulting, like the more that other people do this, the more that we stand out, right? Like the quality starts to stand out. Quality writing, quality advice, quality expertise, quality answers, quality employees, quality feedback, quality thought. That starts to stand out now. My advice to you, like, don't fall victim to it. And if you're leading a business, leading a team, make sure that you communicate and create some clarity and some expectations with the team about how we do things here and how we're going to leverage AI to make us better, to make us smarter, to make us faster, not make us dumber. If you have feedback on it, drop comments below. Would love to hear what you think. And if this resonated, feel free to jump on my list and get tips every week on email. Adios.